Um, I almost forgot what channel I'm on. I thought I was over in Vermont Sun and Shade. Welcome to Echo Art with Carmella-T. Sorry about my table. I got my table right here. I got tons of stuff on it. So, welcome to Echo Art with Carmella-T. If you're new to the channel, we create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. And it's our way to give the earth a little hug. And we also encourage you to work with organic fibers or materials and recycle materials, all different types. And there's so many things that you can do, so many things you can create for making functional household items to giftware to artware, all kinds of things. So today, I've been working on a number of projects. Oh, here, I will show you the latest one we were working on last night together, the Boro coin bag. We have two of these. So the first one, we did the purple flower, and last night I was showing you how to crochet a very simple flower. And so we crocheted the green, and guess what I did? I went with the little pink, kind of coral color type of button with orange. I tied the orange just around the little flower just to have a little, isn't that cute? I mean, do you not just love that? Now, I did put oh no, I didn't put snaps on this one yet. This one I did. I put the snaps on, and today I finished this one. So this one I put a little blue bow, just crocheted it, tied a couple little knots so the little ribbon part of it, comes up the ties, and then I put the snaps on. So so this will be complete when the snaps are on. So anyway, I do like the way that this came out with the green, and the kind of little pink coral is even in the stitches. I don't know if you can see the colors really good, but they kind of match the button. So anyway, I finished that. That's very happy about that. Now I got out my wall hangings because I have a number of these that I'm trying to get out to the venues. And these are some, you might remember these. We did these together several months ago. And then because I was moving, I packed them away and I got them back out because pretty good. How's your day going? We got 45 degrees here in Vermont. So I'm super happy about it. But I want to do cheerful wall hangings like this. And let's see, do I have another one? Yes. Here, these, so this one I particularly love, but you can see it's got the pumpkins, and as you know, I did this in the fall, and I like that. Now, let me explain to you what free form is. So you're not seeing it here. This one you are. So I'll put these down. So this is sashiko stitch. You see the visible stitching, there's sashiko stitching there all the way through the piece, okay? And even on the back, when I put these two pieces together, I just did some sashiko stitching. And then I went ahead with the machine and I did the free form. You see that? It's just going in all different directions. You don't have to go in all different directions. You can do like this. This is WIP. I love this one. I don't even know if I can part with it. Seriously, I'm not kidding you. Look, I mean, it's just so darn cute. So this is a bird, as you can see. But I kind of played around with the free form, and I'm having the free form stitching go the same direction as the bird to give the bird more definition. Now, what I might do is fold these pieces down and then give it a backing. but I feel like I may keep this. So this is the back of it. And so it's free form. That's what you call free form stitching. So you're not kind of going back and forth and up and down. You're moving the piece, and I'm going to show you because I got to get my sewing machine back up here, and we got to get it going because for tomorrow we're going to do that. Tonight we're laying out another bird. Okay, so and the bird will be like this bird. So I use the Boro sashiko technique to put, different raw edged fabrics to create the design of the bird, okay? And then I did my visible stitching, the sashiko stitching. Okay, that's our visible stitching. Now this is how I do it. Okay, first of all, I have my little iron here, so I got to be really careful because I do have it on. This these are what I call, by the way, mini wall hangings. We did one together. We did this. So I just showed you the coffee and the pretty bright colors. This one we did together, you and I, of a kawandi. This is a kawandi. It's a little bit bigger, but that's a kawandi. So we're going to be doing more of those. But today, I just kind of want to get I want to get these colors. The pink, you see where I drew the little bird on, so we're going to cut him out shortly. The purple, excuse me, more pinks and purples and some pretty blue. Here's more purple. I just put all these here. And this is pretty blue. I don't know if I'm going to use that. But look at this. This one we used before. This is old. This is totally vintage. It is old, and it's not a super high quality, but it's a very pretty fabric. So anyway, we got all these. And the reason I have them all is because I need all of this stuff around me to be inspired and to create. Because I may change my mind from one second to the next. It happens. And if I do, I want to be able to pull a fabric that I change my mind about. So I'm just going to put these over here for the moment. And I'm going to show you how I do this. Okay, so WIP. First of all, I have my little, this is the size I'm choosing. I'm going to make a number of these. This is denim. This is the size that I'm choosing for my little mini wall hanging right now. I do all different sizes, guys. It does not have to be, what it is. I'm telling you. So, something I try to convey when I'm teaching and instructing is creativity, and there's no rights and wrongs. It's very difficult for people to get out of that because they'll say, oh, does it have to be? And they're afraid to move the next step. So I totally get it. I totally get that because we're conditioned for that. But you can go straight ahead and do like kind of what you see in your mind's eye. So this is about, what, 5.5, probably about 7, right? 5.5 by 8. Now, I had made it a little longer because I'm thinking what I want maybe to do is fold it like that and then have the dowel go through. Now that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is you can simply keep it like this, and then you're going to do a back to front backing. You're going to give it a backing. And when you do the back, well, I'll show you when we do the backing, but when you do the backing, the top part of it, you're just going to leave it so you're going to fold it just like you did the whole piece for back to front backing. You're going to fold it, but you're going to leave it a couple stitches so that you can put the dowel through, and I'll show you that. But with that said, I'm going to cut out this bird, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to be able to tell it's a bird. So you want the beak to be well defined, and you want the beak to be well defined, and you want it to have wings that show. And when I say that, what I'm talking about is if the wings are blending into the body, they're just, they're not going to show. So you want to find a way for them to, like, so that you can show them. Now, I'm just testing this, okay? So, this is my bird so far. I'm loving that bird. Now, what I want to do is, first of all, I'm going to iron this just a tiny bit. And okay. And then I have my pins. So I just want to pin my bird down. Let me show you so I can hold him up. Isn't he adorable already? I mean, even if you left this pink on navy blue, it would just look lovely. But we're going to dress him up a little bit. And I feel like yellow. And the other thing I'm thinking a couple things here. It would really be very beautiful with the daisies in the back. You could do daisies. We could do kind of like this design, kind of like a water effect. But I don't think I want this one. So I'm just going to put that down for a moment. I think I'd really like to use the daisies. The daisies are very, 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 very pretty. So this just happens to fit pretty good with a little ample margin there. So that's good. So I'm going to, I didn't even have to cut that one. I'm just going to do that. And I'm just going to, now this is WIP, guys. So I'm not making everything definite. I'm just testing out my design. So I put my daisies on it. I'm not going to cut it yet. I'm not going to trim the back yet. I'm just doing a rough draft of my design. Now I do like this better with the bird. The bird shows up even better, and it's kind of in the middle of daisies. It's very pretty. So, okay, so that I'm totally choosing, guys. And this is Boro inspired and free form stitching. Okay, so it's the visible stitching of Boro to create Boro, and it's the free form. Now, this pink is like the same pink that I have of the bird. So I'm not sure right now that I'm going to do anything with this, but I'm going to keep it close by. And now I see this purple and this super pretty yellow green. And these are two definitely, I want to use these colors. So I'm thinking for the beak, so it shows up really, really well. I want to use the yellow. So with the beaks, a lot of times you cut out like, a square or a rectangle, and you get the corner, and you can pretty much just start there with a beak. Let's just see if this one comes out okay. Sometimes you gotta kind of do a couple times. Yeah, I really, 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 really like that. Now, let me show you something about it. It's a little big, but this is the reason I'm going to leave it like that for the moment. It's a little big, but when I start stitching, it might pull in a little. And I think for me, what I'm going to do is start stitching like the back part of it and then come down here. And then when I feel really good about it, I'm probably just going to trim the beak. But I kind of want to get some stitches in there first because I just want to make sure it doesn't pull back too much on me. You know, if the beak is too small and you put the stitches in the fabric, it would just pull it right into the layers of fabric that you have there. Now the other thing is I love this color. Now the other before I forget too, you can take the fabrics and you can double them up too to make them thicker, and so they sit better as you're building the pieces of your bird or your cat or your owl or whatever you're doing. I want to do more like this. Um, this one, now I know this is a pumpkin themed, but I just love the little bird house. And you know, I made a wall hanging of a bird house like this out in front of a regular house with all flowers, and I sold that piece. That piece was in an exhibit and it sold that night. Because you know why? People love, love, love bird houses. They love birds. Okay, now, um, I also have this fabric, and I'm feeling like I might do a nice little flower to the side, but the flowers here are quite beautiful, so that just might be enough. So, okay, now I want to give this bird a couple of wings, and I got double here already. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut the wings out. So the wings can be shaped like a leaf, a leaf. Okay. So just want to make sure though I'm making these big enough and round them enough. So they're kind of like almond shape. Okay, so with one part of the wing kind of flat like that, because you know how it sits on the bird, right? So that one and this one, and there's something about these purple. I mean, I do like that. Let me show you how I laid down the little wings. These are just so cute. Of course, we got all the pins in here. I do want to do something with this beak right now. It's just a little, it's not as straight as I'd like it to be. I don't normally even notice that, but that's just kind of jumping out at me. And sometimes, well, many times, your stitches will obscure that anyway, but if you see it, okay, so it's kind of looks like a little hummingbird almost. Okay, now I'm not done. I want to kind of spiffy up the tail a little bit. Okay, so um, I can, for the moment, I can continue to use the purple. So with the purple, what I want to do, I want to make, what you're going to do is make a fan. Okay, so we want to kind of go in like this. And then we want to, we'll give it some length first here. And then I can always cut back on the length. So this is, and I can always trim it and kind of work on it a little bit. But let me see. Okay, so this, that, I mean, that is cute. However, let me trim it. And I feel like this part in the middle could have been a wider, but let me show you something. This is the beauty of Boro. Let me just show you. So I'm just going to pin this and show you. And just talk to you about the Boro. Okay. So I put the little tail on, you see? See a little bird coming together. Now, Boro, the essence of it is mending, repairing, patching, reinforcing. That's what Boro is. That's why there's no rules to it. You can patch, you can mend, you can stitch, you can reinforce in just about any way that you see fit. So with this bird, the beauty of this is that if I feel the tail is a little narrow there, I can take another piece of fabric. It can be the same color, it could be a different color, and amend it, add it right here, and build that up if I want to. And I'm not sure right now I want to, but something I do want to do. I want to give these little wings a little bit of a design, and I want to give the bird a little bit of a cap. So I'm thinking of color. Now I have this scrap fabric over here, and you see, I mean, this is a lovely, um, I mean, when you look at it, you're kind of seeing little butterflies, and you even see little wings or little leaves. I mean, it's a lovely design. But this is off a pillowcase. The pillowcase was stained. It was from the thrift shop. This is beautiful. But I don't know. I keep finding difficulty in how I might use it. But if I was to lay this over those purple wings, they would hide them completely. So I'm going to hold off on that for the moment. Now, to kind of make that jump out a little, I think a pretty blue might help. And so I'm going to give the bird a cap. I'm just going to do it like, just cut a corner off first, and then I'm just going to set it next to the bird. I'm setting it next to the bird to give me perspective. And I see, well, that's a very big. So I'm going to bring that down, round it, so I can set it on the bird's head better. And this is kind of pulling out, so I kind of want to, this is still very big because the bird's head's much smaller. And so I'm going to make it even just a little bit smaller. And I'll tell you something, spring is coming and the birds are starting, they're going to show up. You're going to see them at your window, you're going to see them in your bird feeder, and you're going to hear them singing. And this is why people love, love, love birds. I mean, seriously. So this is still really big. So I'm just going to fold it, and then I'm going to cut some length off of it here. And over on my channel, Vermont Sun and Shade, I start off this morning talking about ravens and crows, because I had a visit from 3 ravens the other day. Oh my, were they big. Holy. Okay. So the cap is still a bit much, and I'm going to, so now and this is kind of how you do. You just, checking it out, seeing how it's coming out. It's the only way. Oh yeah, this is a much better, really super cutesy. So I just want to take the end off there and take this off, and let's see what we've got here. You have to know too, when you stitch it, it's going to make a little bit of a difference too. Okay, so that's really cutesy. So I'm just going to kind of give it a little. And I don't even know now if I'm going to do the cap. Because guess what's happening? It's getting small. And I feel like, so, I mean, I do like it, guys. Okay. If I put a pin in it, it's going to obscure a little of it, but I'll do it anyway and show you. The pin is going to obscure it. I mean, I do like the cap. I gotta be honest. That's the cap because look, the pin over here just happens to be falling where there would be an eye. And I think so, and this beak is definitely going to be cut down. Let me actually, I feel like I need to do that. Okay. Just because the visual of it. And I think that will be fine for me to sew this. Yeah. Yeah. But I wouldn't cut it. I'm not going to cut it any more than that. Now, you're probably saying, well, Carmela, why don't you just glue it? So, with Boro Sashiko inspired art pieces, when you start getting into gluing the fabric, I guarantee you these pieces will fall apart. You want to put your stitches. Now, what we could do with a piece like that is give it a teeny tiny bit of glue, right dab in the center to reinforce it so it stays, because it might be difficult for me to hold it as I'm stitching because it's so small. For your tiny pieces, doing something like that and then stitching, I think is not, that's a good idea. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, I want to get these wings a little bit more, get a little bit more decoration on the wings. So I'm just going to take a tiny little piece here. And I don't know if I can, let me just play around with this for a second. I just want to cut this in half. This has, so I'm not going by any type of definite way to do this. I'm just playing around with shapes, colors, kind of looking at what I think would look pretty and just testing it out a tiny bit. So again, this would be a really small piece, but I could add it to the end of the wing. And so I'm just going to cut that like that. And I kind of want them to be the same, so I'm just going to now trace that. I'm going to trace that little cutting that I just did, and then I'm going to test it, and we'll see if I like it. I definitely want color in this bird. Yeah, this is not, well, let's see. I mean, that does kind of give it a little more color, but it almost takes away from the purple. So let me hold it up and show you. I don't know, what do you think? See it on the wing? So we must also consider that the stitching, the threads, because we have different color threads, these different color threads will pop out too. And they will also add, oh, I know what to add to this. Yes, I do. I just see it. It's not a color I would have thought of. Where I got it on here. It's this fabric. I'm designing another bag, but look, it's this fabric, and I know I have more of that. So there's that, and then there's also this silky silk fabric, but that may not go well with this particular project. There is this black and white, but that's not going to go. Here it is. These are the colors that will make this pop. Okay, so now look at this design. You see the design? It's laid out right there for you. I mean, that can't be any more perfect. Do you see it? Here's a wing, here's a wing. So I'm just going to kind of go with that. I mean, that couldn't be any more perfect if you tried. Seriously, I'm not even kidding you right now. That's just a lovely, and it's just the right size. I don't know if it's gonna work. We'll see. That's all we can do is check it out. Now I'm getting all mixed up. There's so many of them. It's like, which square am I using? Oh my God, you can't make this stuff up. Okay, so this, oh God, guys, seriously guys, wait till you see, wait till you see. Let me pin it down. Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this. Now I can see this already sewn on. So I do know this is, I'm just going to go with it. This is just lovely, and I'm going to tell you why. Hang on. Okay. Look at the wings. Can you see? I put them right at the end. What do birds do when they're flying or they're sitting and they spread the wings. You see the wing? This is the wing, but it's spreading. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me just play around with this a little bit more here. Yeah. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put one on the tail. Let me just see. I'm going to put it underneath. Yeah, that's a really good. I didn't even pin it, but you see? See it underneath? Okay. So these almost could go underneath. Let's see. No, I like them on top. So let me show you it underneath, guys. Well, maybe it is okay underneath, but you tell me. Oops, it fell. Hang on. I'll show you underneath. You can overlap it or underlap it. So one's over, one's under. So let's just look at that together there. So this is under. You see it? But it kind of looks like an afterthought. When it's over it, it looks like part of the wing. This just happens to work out works out lovely as an underlap. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm going to put that over. So I do love the design of this particular bird. And so I'm going to, now also the stomach part of it, that can be also decorated. And I'm not sure what I would do with the underbelly. It's so pretty, the pink, that I really don't want to obscure it. And I do have this pretty red that may be just a little bit under that bird. Could make it look pretty. Let's see here. So what I would do, so let's just study the under part of it here. So you have this part where you could just put we could put another little triangle. It would be a little triangle right underneath the beak, just to kind of under the chin little area, like that. Or we could curve something and make it come down. So I'm going to try the little triangle area first. Oh, we do have more of this. So I don't think that that would play well out there. I really don't. Let me just see. This is the black and white stripe again. I mean, it kind of is cute. But, okay, we'll try that. And then we'll try the red. This is kind of cute. It looks like it's wearing a little scarf, you see? I mean, that is kind of cute. It gives the bird a nice design. And I almost think I could replace that with it too. I don't know. I didn't plan on that. Really. I do like that. I'm going to leave that right there. And the red here, I keep thinking the red, maybe the top part. Let's replace that top part with this because I'm not crazy about that blue on the top part of the bird. Now some birds have crests, which this would give it a little crest. Oh, I don't even know. I guess that's it right there. Seriously, I can't even. Let me just show you what I did. This is it. I may trim it a tiny bit. Check it out. There's the crest. This beak definitely has to be cut down more. So this may be a challenge for me because this particular fabric is thin. It's thin. I may have to switch out fabrics. You can also use stitching, repetitive stitching, or an embroidery to do the beak. Anyway, I think that's a really good bird right now. And, oh, maybe I could use this as its little house. I was going to have it sitting on a little, but that doesn't look like a, it doesn't have it, I'll have to figure out that part of it. It's kind of in flight, so I'm going to leave it like that for the minute. Do my visible stitching. Tomorrow, when I begin my free form, I will come back on here when I have my machine set up and share with you. Yeah, tomorrow's a work day here, so I will be able to be stitching and share with you. So with that, I hope that inspires you to do your little bird. Remember that your layout and design is totally different for when you're stitching. It will all come together. So with that, you have a beautiful evening. Thank you for being with me, and we'll see you tomorrow.